YouTube? It's your boy Abe, man. Today we got a 2018 Ram 15 Hundo. You know what I'm saying? Today we gonna be doing front pads and rotors, man. It's always best recommended to do pads and rotors, especially if you're hearing grinding, man. You see those? That's showing like metal to metal. It's always best recommended to do pads and rotors, though, man. So that's what we gonna do today. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So we're gonna get that out the way today. Stay tuned. Okay, so obviously it'll be first jacking the vehicle up from a safe place on a smooth surface that's flat. You know what I'm saying? Making sure you got something behind your wheels so your car don't move. You know what I'm saying? And that's how you're gonna do that. You want to take your wheels off. Whatever tools you got. It'll be a 4-way, a regular ratchet. Any of those will work. 22. Alright, now you see how you got the brakes set up and everything. So a lot of people got different methods of how they do them. You know what I'm saying? This is how I usually do mine though. First I depress the caliper, get all the pressure off of it, make it a little easier for when you take it off. Regular C-clamp usually do the trick, you feel me? And get that on there, make sure you're not hitting the brake line. And apply some pressure. You see it start going back in. Make sure that they go even. It's a double piston caliper, so I have to do the bottom one too. Make sure it's all the way pushed up. The caliper's a little kind of froze a little bit, and I got these little things on here holding the rotor on, so you can't get the rotor off, but we'll get to that in a minute. Take these bolts out of here. 13 millimeters. You might have to hit it with a vice grip or a wrench. Crescent wrench, any of them will work. In this case, it's a 17. So that'll work too. Lift that up. You ain't even got to unhook the top one. You just slide it right out of the pin. Old part off the old rotor. It's getting hot. You just hang that right on top of the control arm, upper control arm. And you don't even got to take those right out. You can just leave those still in there. I'm gonna take the caliper off. Then just lay this flat and knock these out with a hammer. Or see, they just come right out actually. And you gotta knock them out. Just take them right out. Sometimes they be seized, like that back one. And just knock it with a hammer and take it out. Okay, so when it come to these little clips holding on these rotors, you don't really need them. I just pop them out and break them. Get it back there with a hammer, or just pop it off. Put a little pressure on it. Go around it, it'll start coming off. Then I just go ahead and put that. Just go ahead and hit it and break it. That'll work. Just take it off. I use this little handy tool I use for everything. Just pry it off. Try not to mess the threads up. You can just unscrew it off. After that point. And do the same thing with the other one. Alright, now once you got those little clips off, you can remove the rotor. Shit, grind the metal to metal. It's no good. You never want to put new pads on that. You just wear them out real quick. Ain't no good. Don't do it. Don't do it. Alright, in most cases you get rotors, you're gonna put the protective coat on it. I mean, they usually come like a protective coat on to stop it from rusting. You want to usually put like spray brake cleaner on and wipe them down with a rag, or if you just got a clean rag, wipe them down with the rag. But in this case, these are Duralast Gold or whatever. They come with the protective black coating, so you don't have to do that with these. Go ahead, put one lug nut on there to hold the rotor in place. Do what you gotta do. Now these brakes come with these little, if you didn't get the Duralast Gold brake pads, they won't come with new shims, but they look like these. You have to put these back on to the new pads on the ends of them before you put it back into the caliper. I'll show you how that's done too. And go ahead and apply the caliper back on before we put the brake pads back on. Careful, because sometimes that will happen. I'm gonna just sit it on the lower control arm so it won't fall no more. I don't have to worry about it. Alright. Go ahead, get you some brake grease. Put on those brake pads. Alright, so quick tip. So when you're putting these brake pads back on and putting these little clips back in, you want to make sure that the little hook part is facing outwards, because that's the way that this is like a spring. It pushes the brake pad back out when it's not, the brake is not applied. So it goes like that. Take it, just put it back on there like that. Both of them go like that. So the other one will go on there like that. Where's that? No. Like that. Sorry. And then you just put it back on. You put brake grease, caliper grease, anti-seize on both ends, then you put it back in the caliper. In this case, I'm just using the stuff that comes in the box, the regular little brake lubricant stuff. You just apply some to the ends, and then just rub it with your finger. Get a good amount on there on both ends. Then you just apply the brake pad back into the slot. Likewise, just like that. Then do the same thing with the other one. And then you go to the other side, and it's pretty much the same steps. Alright, just like that. Get the other one applied, just like that. At the same time, you want to remove, you already had the other pin out because it's still in the caliper, but you want to remove the bottom one too. And make sure you put some grease on that. Put some grease on both of these slide pins. Apply with the finger. Put it back in there. Twist it around, make sure it's good. Get some more. Put some more on the end of this. Apply that. Then you'll just be applying that back into the spot where it came out of. And remember, when I depressed these at first, when I had the C-clamp, so it should be able to drop right down over them. But if not, might have to go back in a little more. You just take your old brake pad, sit it in between there, use the C-clamp, and just compress it all the way back in. Get it towards the middle, make sure both of them in, because it's a double piston caliper. Try to do one side, the other side to kind of come back out on you. You gotta kind of make sure it's centered out when you do it. Alright, Make sure that the hose not twisted, the brake line hose not twisted the wrong way. See that happen a lot. Put it back on. Slide it in place. Put the screw back in. Make sure it's tight. And that's how you do pads and rotors on a 2018 Dodge Ram. Pretty similar with a lot of different cars, man. It's pretty basic. Hope you learned something. And then you pretty much do the exact same thing with the other side. And then you will have completed a front pad and rotor brake job. So we done putting the brakes on. You know what I'm saying? Quick reminder, forgot to let you know, like whenever any brakes, any car you do brakes on, when you're done with them, always remember to pump the brakes up till they're hard. You should do that before you start the vehicle up and try to move it. Otherwise, you'll be in for a not so pleasant surprise. You know what I'm saying? Always remember, pump the brakes after you're done doing brakes. And, yep. Another job well done from Triple Automotive.